all of us. Hari Om to all the Atmajyotis. Welcome to another session of Dharma Kshetra Contemplation on the Bhagavad Gita. So we are in the second chapter, Sankhya Yoga, where Arjuna is being given the highest teaching by Sri Krishna Bhagavan. And we were in this stage. Actually, Bhagavan has already told Krishna what to do. Whether if Arjuna's problem was whether to fight or not, he already has the teaching. Krishna has said, go ahead and fight. Get up, collect yourself. Fight, do your dharma, do your karma. All this has been told already. But is that enough for us, jivas? It's not. We need reasons, we need logic. We need more, to make ourselves. If one is totally in a bhakti bhava, whatever the God Bhagwan says, we will do. But a little more intellectual input is needed for most of us, isn't it? Hence, the 18 chapters of the Gita. And here, Krishna, what does he do? He starts with the highest teaching. Highest, absolutely highest. Completely, this is the essence of the Upanishads that has come in the second chapter. And then it will go on diluting it a bit for all the others to understand and how to go about it. He goes about that. So we are in this very, very fantastic, most famous shloka of the Gita, which is 2.16. Yeah. नासतो विद्यते भावो न भावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः तत्त्वन्योस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः. So this we all chanted last time. To break up the shloka like this, na asataha bhavaha vidyate, means there is no existence to the asat. Na abhavaha sataha vidyate. For sat, there is no abhava at all. It's always there. Abhava means lack. Right? So for asat, there is no lack. It's always there. And for sat, was that right? For asat, there is no existence at all, reality at all. Na bhava vidyate. There is no reality. That is one line the next line is the phala of that. But now this we need to understand. Now I would invite all of us to share what is your understanding of sat and asat. Who wants to share? Because this is critical, absolutely critical for the entire teaching of the Bhagavad Gita and for life. What is sat? What is asat? Who can start? Anu, Samata.
I can go.
Yes, Anu. Yes, please.
Sat is something which is eternally existing, unchanging, and we consider Sat as more Brahman, like that. And Asat is something always changing, illusion, something which is not true. That's how they say Brahman, Satya, Jagat, Mithya.
Correct.
I would consider like that, as per the teachings.
Yeah, give examples. Can you give an example?
Means our own existence is Sat. Is that the way you're?
Yeah. See, there are so many examples and prakriyas in Vedanta where we can get this truth. Yeah.
Yeah. There's Triputis ones, all of the Triputis are there. Those are the things which teaches us what is permanent, what is impermanent. And through our discrimination and through our knowledge, we try to understand between the Sat and Asat and everything.
Okay, Anu. Very nice. Yes. Samata, you want to share? What is
in the book that I'm reading,
Yeah.
it says asat means something that doesn't exist independently.
Mm.
And Sat is what exists independent of everything.
Very nice.
So what exists independently?
Mm.
And the example they give is cold and heat.
Mm. Okay.
Um, so there's no, like, absolute cold doesn't exist by itself
Yeah.
unless there is heat
Mm.
for a reference.
Right.
Then we can tell something is hot or
Mm.
something is cold. Um, what exists without any conditions
Mm.
is Sat.
Okay.
Um, I think in Vedanta also clay pot is a very famous example.
Absolutely. Yes.
So a clay pot has no existence actually, though it's a physical real object. It has no existence unless there is clay.
Mm.
So clay is the karana for the
Mm.
clay pot.
Very good. Very nice. Yes. Clay is a real, clay pot is a real object. You said that. You hold that in your mind. Let us see how real it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Guruji also shares about clay pot, the mud, and the gold jewelry, the gold and the jewelry,
Yes.
the different forms. Yeah, those
Yes.
are the things also. he
And the
shares, yeah.
waves and the water.
Yes, yeah.
Mm.
Waves is something in the water. Yeah, right.
Wave is nothing but water. It doesn't have an independent existence. It's through and through, it is water. Through and through, the wave is water. Through and through, the pot is clay alone. Isn't it? Anyone else wants to share this? Is the Sat and Asat clear? And anyone wants to share what is their understanding of it? Please, you're welcome, because this is very important. Who's able to unmute and talk? Padmaja, I think she is busy today. Okay, a little more about this Sat and Asat. Mm. Okay, what about my own body? Is it Sat or Asat? See, it is easy to dismiss the world as Asat, but unless I start negating my own body and mind, it'll become an ego trip, isn't it? Everything is unreal except me. No. You have to start this asat thing with the body and mind, with my own existence, as in, the real clay pot. Yes or no? So, with that thread of thought, can somebody expand on that? Am I Sat or Asat as a Jiva? What is this Jiva, first of all? Who am I actually? Not the Ramana Maharshi, who am I? As of now, what am I?
Body, mind, intellect, if I look at it. So
Yes.
that becomes the Sat.
Is it Sat or Asat? Body, mind, intellect. And if it is not, then why? How?
Because again, the body mind keeps changing. Today I have this thought, tomorrow the thought may change.
Okay.
I was a child, the body was small, then I grew back, the body became big. So it
Yes.
keeps changing. So anything that keeps changing is Asat.
Yes. So let that sink in. Whenever I say I have a headache, what does it mean? So I'm not the body, then who am I? Now the Ramana Maharshi, who am I, has to come. I am something now. So I am that, yeah, Padmaja.
I am that unchanging.
Sadvastu. I am Sat. I am the Sat, the screen on which all the drama of the body, mind, intellect, along with the world, is being played. Okay. So, more definitions of what is Sat and what is Asat, because it has to really sink in. Asat means name and form. Yes or no? Correcta? Names and form are Asat. The clay is Sat. All the objects made out of clay is Asat. It is, and there is one in between term also. What is that? Mithya. So what are the terminologies we have? We have been used to in Vedanta. Sat asat, and mithya. So what is the definition of mithya? What is
Something which is not real,
something?
something
Hmm.
which is not real, or it appears to be real.
Appears to be real. So something which is not there in the beginning, it is not there in the end, and something which is there just in the middle, it's called as mithya, because there is an appearance. It appears to be there. So that is mithya. But here, Bhagavan is saying, is not talking about mithya at all. Why? Because mithya is also as asat only. Even that has no existence. Like Samatha said, even that has no independent existence. Isn't it? So, mithya is an intermediate level where we understand this whole concept of Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya, intermediate. But then what the ultimate truth is, there is only Sat and there is Asat. There is only Sat means existence. The pure existence alone is. Everything else is not. That is the truth. Even as I am looking at this world, experiencing this world, when I know that this is Asat, then I am established in that Sat. So, this poison, what we were talking about, it is a saying that no, I am not this, no, that no is the poison. That is what Shankara says in the commentary to the Bhagavad Gita. He says, it is the Nenj it's called, no? In Nanju in Kannada also means poison. In Tamil also, I think it's called poison. It's actually a Sanskrit term which means poison. So Shankara says, use that Nanju called na, neti neti. That was his famous marga, isn't it? Shankaracharya's famous, this thing, contribution to us is neti, not this. I am not the mind, I am not the body, I am not the intellect. At a more practical level, I mean, I am not the mind, body, intellect is, we have been so nanu, pura nanala, we just say it. But how do I apply it in my life? When something really, a simple thing as a headache happens to me, what do I say? I have a headache. If I am the Sadvastu, which is, Krishna is going to describe the qualities of the Sadvastu in the coming shlokas. If I am, the pure existence, if I am the screen, then where is that headache? I don't have the headache. The body has the head has the headache. And this head is Asat. I am hungry. No, that hunger is in the realm of Prakriti. I cannot be hungry. It is just nature which is acting up inside this body mind complex and creating that hunger. So each and everything I can think of as a entity, as a living entity, everything is asat. And whatever that headache or hunger or anger or depression or joy, everything is just coming and going. Nothing is lasting at all. So, in the previous shloka, what was the term used by Krishna? Agama payanaha. That is the nanj. That is the poison. Oh, everything comes and everything apayana, it goes. Why is it called poison? Because it kills the notion of body, mind, intellect. It kills the notion of body, mind, intellect. That is why Shankaracharya called it the nanj. No, not me. Ramana Maharshi says, ignore all the thoughts of the world. Whatever the thoughts, each and every thought that occurs to me, ignore them. Don't give it any power. Scorch the thought by ignoring it. In Kannada also we say, ahankarakke udasina madhu. Isn't it? Whatever I think is ahankara only. What is it? Ahamkara? Aham. So Ramana says, which is a famous, his whole teaching is based on this aham, that aham is the feeling that is always throbbing in me at all times. Always. That aham vritti is always there. Aham vritti is there. Aham vritti means the thought that I am there. I am. Aham vritti is always there. But what is this ahankara? There's a difference between aham vritti and ahankara. What is that subtle difference? Can anyone tell? Aham vritti and ahankara? So this ahankara is ownership of this body, mind, intellect as me. Ownership. It put together all the, see, the body is, according to Vedanta, the body is a thought. The mind itself is a thought. Intellect is a thought. The whole entire world, the Triputi, as Anu said, is a thought. What is Triputi? What is the Triputi? Anyone knows what Triputi is? I'm sure all of us know, but nobody is willing to pitch in. Yes, Anu, what is the Triputi?
Knower, and knowledge thing, and someone who knows and who expresses it at the same time, who feels
Okay.
Like known, knower.
Okay.
The three things, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, in more gross terms, that is in more solid terms, Jiva, yes, Ramamani ji, you want to say something? Triputi? Yeah. Jiva is me, as I think I am, Jagat, the world as I say it, and Ishvara, the God who created and controls the Jagat. That is Triputi. Is that not the waking experience of each and every one of us? Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. Isn't it? I am an entity in this independent individual Jiva in this world, which is controlled by God. This is called as Triputi. So, when this Triputi is there, all these things will come. Agama, Apaina. Things are playing on this screen of Triputi. When does this Triputi go away? It will go away only when the mind is not there. What is required for the world to present itself to me? The reflecting surface of the mind, the projector. It should be there. So, when the mind is shut down, everything shuts down. Triputi is shut down. Isn't it? So, this Triputi which shuts down is Sat or Asat now by this logic. Clearly, it is Asat. And so, here comes the big question. Is Ishvara, means the Saguna Brahma as we know him, her, is it real or unreal? Is it Sat or Asat? Saguna Brahma. Please dwell on it for 2 minutes and then tell me. Let us contemplate on this. Does it that the Saguna Brahma feel real or unreal? Yes, Padmaja. Then Anu.
If you are looking at a Triputi point of view, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, and if you are looking at it as a different entity as a Saguna Brahma, then I think it is unreal. Real comes when you are merging with it and it's all one. That is when it is real. Otherwise, it is again unreal because you are looking at it as a different entity.
And also,
yeah.
I'm sorry. And also, it depends on the wavelength of a person and what level they're connecting, because some people connect through name and form, Sagun form, and some people connect through Nirgun form and they don't need a name and form.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, and when we kind of discriminate that and we kind of have an understanding of our Sat, we will go beyond Sagun form.
Very nice. So that's the ultimate answer. Ishvara also, as we know him, her, the Devi with all those arms and this Vishnu with his 4 arms with that Gada, Chakra, Shanka, all the names and forms are Asat, which is very scary to accept. Why? Because we are so rooted in the world. It is very, very difficult to dismiss Saguna Brahma as Asat. isn't it? Does Saguna Brahma has a body? Forget about the, creative calendar pictures of Saguna Brahma. What is Saguna Brahma's body otherwise? We have done this in Mandukya, right? What is the body of Saguna Brahma? Saptangaha. What are the 7 angas of this Saguna Brahma? Do you remember? Who has done Mandukya? So, for this, Padmaja. Okay, let us recall. So, this Saguna Brahma means the Brahman which has a body. Is this world only? Is the body of this Brahma. The Panchabhutas are part of his body. The space is his head. The sun and moon are his eyes. The water is his kidneys or whatever. Then the earth, bhumi is the his feet. So this is how the Sapta Angas are described for this Saguna Brahma, which is the entire creation itself. The universe itself is Brahma, which comes of course in the Vibhuti Yoga, it will come later. So this is Saguna Brahma, which is why the Panchabhutas itself are Brahman, nothing but Brahman. That is why we have the 5, Panchabhuta Lingas. Do you know which are they? Panchabhuta Linga, Agni Linga, Bhumi Linga,
Vayulinga.
Vayu Linga.
Vayu.
Yes.
Those like Agni Linga is Arunachala they call, and
Correct.
and Water Linga is Jambukeshwara. They're different lingas, different places. That's what.
5, yeah.
Yeah, 5 elements.
And the Chidambaram is the Akasha Linga, Chidakasha, space element. So that is how Saguna Brahma is worshipped in as the world that we see. Is that true or not true? According to this shloka, Asat. But for us who are rooted in this mithya world, even if I take it as mithya, I'm still there. I still have all the needs of this body mind complex, and I have a vyavaharika reality. For that, Saguna Brahma is very, 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 very essential and real. In fact, in this mithya world, only Saguna Brahma is real. Isn't it? God, God. What does Prabhuji give the explanation for God, God? It is generator, organizer, destroyer. That is what it is. So this Saguna Brahma is very much real. We have to make this Saguna Brahma real for this Mithya world to survive. That is how we are able to take the teachings. Only with the Saguna form that I have, I can go to the Nirguna. In that way, the Saguna is very, very real. So let us zoom out to the big picture. Why are we discussing all this? Why is Krishna telling Arjuna? What is the message for Arjuna over here? What he's in the center of the battlefield. Senayor Ubharayor Madhye. He's stationed between the 2 senas, and he's having this big lecture. So what should he do about it? What should he learn from this teaching?
That he's feeling so like he's having a crisis about something that's not even real.
Well said. Yes, he is having a crisis about something which is just a dream. Very nice. And the underlying reality of that dream is all these soldiers that I see, my gurus, my everyone, my relatives, my brothers, they are all sadvastu. They are all exist. They will not, there is no abhava for their existence at all. My existence, their existence, the existence per se, it's always there. Just because the body is going away or it is killed, it doesn't mean that they are going away. As existence, all of us are always there. That is the message that Krishna is giving Arjuna. Okay. All right. And then we can go to 2.17 because more and more of this will come in all these shlokas, more of the same. So from this shloka, what we can take away is Everything is Satvastu. Do not fret. Everything is, do not, what is that, this thing? Don't fret the small stuff because everything is small stuff. Everything is Agama Apayana. Okay. All right. Next one. Avinashitu tadvidhi yena sarvamidam tatam vinasham avyayam avyayasya na kaschit kartum arhati. Yes, you can chant Samata or whoever is free can chant this shloka. Avinashitu tadvidhi. Yes.
अविनाशितु तद्विद्धि येन सर्वमिदं ततं विनाशमव्ययस्यास्य न कश्चित् कर्तुमर्हति. Know that to be indestructible, by which all that is pervaded, none can cause the destruction of that, the imperishable.
Yes. Anyone else wants to chant? So this is more about the more and more about this sadvastu, existence itself. What are the qualities of this sadvastu? The sadvastu is avinashi, is indestructible. Okay, and this avinashi tattva is pervading everything. In my waking state, in my dream state, whatever I am seeing is pervaded only by this satvastu, only by sat. Okay, vinasham, it's not, you cannot kill this avinashi. None can cause the destruction of this avinashi tattva. It is imperishable. Na kashchitum arhati. Nobody can destroy this existence at all. That is the simple. Let us do the next one also. Antavanta ime deha nityastokta shariranaha anashino aprameyasya tasmadyudhyasva bharata. Yes, Samata, you chant it beautifully and then we will discuss both the shlokas together.
अन्तवन्त इमे देहाः नित्यस्योक्ताः शरीरिणः अनाशिनो प्रमेयस्य तस्माद्युध्यस्व भारत. They have an end, it is said. These bodies of the these bodies of the embodied self. The self is eternal, indestructible, incomprehensible. Therefore, fight, O Bharata.
Antavanta. Antavantaha. What is Antavanta? The Sharira. Deha. Deha has an end. And who is the embodied Sharirina? Who is the Shariri? Shariri. We have a Sharira and we have a Shariri. We have a Deha and we have a Dehi. Deha is that physical gross form. Dehi is the one who occupies that Deha. Shariri is the one who occupies that Deha. The one who is occupying this Deha is, he cannot be killed. It cannot be killed. There is no anta for that one who is inside the Deha. The Deha is called as Pura. That is why Brahman is also called the Purusha, the one who occupies the Pura. So Navadvaras are there in this Pura. This body has got Navadvaras, it is said, no? What is the Navadvaras? The ears, the eyes, the nose, and genitals and excretory organs. All those, they form the Navadvaras. So Dwara means the doorways. These are the doorways through which the Purusha experiences the world. The Purusha means that Sat. That Ekaika Sat is experiencing this world through all the living beings, sentient beings of this universe. This Purusha is experiencing the world and he is Avinashi. He has no Anta. Anashi, here the term uses Anashi, Aprameya. All these terms are there. Let us see these two shlokas and move to the next one. Okay. Avinashi tu tadvidhi yena sarvamidam tatam. Avinashi, the sadvastu, can never be destroyed. The world is asat. We have seen that. The world is vinashi. Why? Because it is borrowed existence. It is borrowed from what? From Brahman. It is it's the projection. Unless there is a screen, the projection, the movie cannot play. So I am the screen on which all this whole world is thing. So that is, what is world itself? What is the definition of a world? Definition of the world is, number one, it is asat. Why? How is this asat world projected? Consciousness, which is agitated, it is agitated by the mind. This consciousness which is associated with the mind is the world. If the mind is associated with consciousness, it will become Sat. If consciousness associates with the world, with the mind, it becomes Asat. It becomes the world. Did I confuse? There is this Chidabhasa, the reflection. There is the pure consciousness, and there is the screen, there is the mirror, and there is the world. So the reflected face of consciousness, that is the one which is playing all the games here, isn't it? That all of us are reflected consciousness. Reflected how? Like how the sun is reflected in different pots of water. The same sun reflected in different bodies and minds. The same consciousness reflected in different bodies and minds. Now, that mind which is reflected in the different bodies and minds has to realize that I am the same consciousness. I am not a separate entity. The reflected sun in the pot starts behaving like it's an independent sun. That is the problem. That is what we are all doing. Until now. I think now we are all enlightened. So that causes the world. The sun which thinks, the sun in the small pot, each of the suns in the small pots, which think they are independent existence, they are forgetting the sun which is giving them sentience in the first place. So that creates the world for that little sun in the pot, isn't it? So that is the simplest way to understand. But when the same sun which is reflected sun identifies itself with the sun which is above everyone, then that is liberation. So that is Avinashi. Then it becomes Avinashi. That is how one becomes Avinashi. Not this, this Avinashi Tattva has to come only in one's intellect. It cannot be otherwise. Physically, one cannot experience this Avinashi Tattva. Isn't it? When we do experience it, we cannot know how this Avinashi, we are experiencing this Avinashi Sat in deep sleep. But then in deep sleep, there is nobody to experience, to express, or, that is there. That is why the enlightened, Ramana, etc., they say they are in Jagrat Sushupti. They are in the deep sleep like state when they are awake. Jagrat Sushupti. So that is the state that we are all striving for. Okay. Antavantaha ime dehaha. So the next 2.18 says this dehas are antavanta. Same theme is coming again and again. When Bhagavan is repeating the same thing again and again, what should we understand? That this is very, very important. It bears repetition. It has to be understood. It has to be. This is called in Sanskrit. In Sanskrit grammar, there's something called Sthuna Nikhandana Nyaya. Sthuna Nikhandana Nyaya means we all have seen how these tents are put up during marriages. We put a chapra in front of the house. One pillar, 4 pillars are there. And at one go, the pillar will not go inside. Earlier, we had independent houses, and they would make holes on the ground, on the earth, and then put those pillars. At one go, the pillar will not go and stand firmly. They'll take out a little earth, the mud, then put the pillar inside. They will see the height. Again, they'll remove the pillar, and again they will adjust. So this is called Sthuna Nikhandana Nyaya. You have to Go on shaking, removing the pillar, taking out some mud, putting it inside again, until and until it becomes firm. So that's what Bhagavan Krishna is doing here. Sthuna Nikanda. He's again and again shaking our beliefs and driving home the fact that we are the Sat Vastu. We are Avinashi. In this Shloka 2.18, some more terms are used. Qualities of this Sat. Aprameya. What is this meaning of Aprameya? As we understand, anyone knows what is the meaning of Aprameya?
Immeasurable, huh?
Immeasurable. Correct. Aprameya means immeasurable. High. Why is it immeasurable? See, there are many terms here. Prama. Okay. Prama means knowledge. Pramata means the knower. Prameya is an object. Pramana is the instrument of knowledge. So each and every transaction in the world has all these simultaneously. There's an object and there's a knower of the object. The knowledge is there that what is this object, and there's an instrument of knowledge which is this intellect, the mind. All this is there. But so that is prameya is an object. So what is aprameya? It is not.
Something beyond, it's incomprehensible. Its
It is not an
dimensions are
object.
incomprehensible.
Prameya is object. Aprameya is not an object. It is
Hmm.
itself.
Hmm.
It is a subject.
Okay.
It is a subject itself. That is why, as bodies and minds, I cannot see myself as a subject because I'm always trying with my body-mind complex. Whereas it is aprameya. I cannot, the only choice is to merge with the object has to merge with the subject. Until then, it cannot, it only be it's an intellectual exercise, which is very much necessary. Unless I have all these prameyas, pramanas, the prama, the knowledge, unless I have the prama of what is the subject, I cannot merge with it. So everything is pointing towards the aprameya, the subject. See, in a picture, forget the selfie, the earlier pictures, you can, yeah, even in a selfie, can you see the camera which took the picture? We cannot. In any picture, we don't see the camera. Now in a selfie, we can see the camera person, but that's different. That is how the subject cannot see itself. That's the whole point. The aprameya, it cannot be grasped by any sensor, any of the sense organs that I have. Neither with the body-mind instrument, nothing. I cannot see the subject because I am the subject. And the subject cannot see itself. So, how do I arrive at the conclusion that I am the subject? By inference. By inference. How? I have surveyed all the states of waking, dreaming, deep sleep, and I have come out of it. And I know that I slept well. Who was there to tell me I slept well? I am that. I am that Avinashi Sat. It is through and through all these states. Turiya, it is called in the Mandukya. Okay. All right. So always let us remember why we are doing all this. Therefore, Tasmat Yudhyasva Bharata. Therefore, get up and fight. It is just a dream. You are just doing your karma. These are all the things which you have brought on your plate by your own prarabdha. Just do it and be done with it. Don't regret. There is nothing to regret. So many things are there in this message of Bhagavan. So this 2.18 and 2.19, the other shloka which follows, they are from the Kathopanishad. So why does Krishna bring shlokas from the Kathopanishad or any other Upanishad? Because, yes, Samata, you want to say something?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
If everything is illusion, why does the Lord insist that Arjuna fight a war that's not real?
Because, yeah, anyone has an answer for that? Everything is an
It's
illusion.
all
Helama, Sneha.
it's all on the path of realization of the ultimate.
Okay.
It's part
But
of it.
but
Yes.
we realized already.
He
Oh.
hasn't realized yet, Arjuna.
Ah. Yes, Anu, you want to say something?
Yeah, I agree with Sneha again, saying he hasn't realized, and it is a path for us to talk on different jnana yoga, karma yoga. As a human, we are born, we have to do our duty and realize the
But why?
yeah.
Why do we need to do our duty? It's all unreal.
But do you behave as if it's unreal? Then it's fine. When somebody comes and, say, I don't want to say unpleasant things, but some person XYZ, some person's house is being vandalized. Does he feel it's unreal? Does he do something about it? Or will he just keep quiet? Anyway, it's unreal. What will he do, that person?
He'll fight for
Ah,
his house.
Mate, you have to
That's
get,
what karma. Yeah.
yeah. In that unreal world, things are happening. Am I able to take it as unreal when something happens to me? Personally, maybe some sickness, I will tell myself, okay, this will come and go. But something really, like this vandalization of the house, or some pralaya happens, no, these flash floods, and my house or my car is submerged and gone. What will I do about it? Everything in my power I will do. I'll go knock the insurance people, get the insurance back. Don't I do all that? Hmm?
Yeah.
In this unreal world, all these things are happening. So this fight is also unreal. But how should I live in this unreal world is what is dharma. Rahul is saying the mind is a bundle of thoughts. The mind is a bundle of thoughts. It is yet to be unbundled. Absolutely. Sena, Arjun in between two Senas. Yeah, he's losing his mind, poor Arjuna, like all of us in this world. Yeah, the mind has to be unbundled. Absolutely. Even the, whoever is the, see, we were discussing about this, whether this Ishvara himself, yes, that is a question we haven't yet addressed. Is Ishvara, we did, Ishvara is Saguna Brahma is real or unreal? We decided it is unreal because that Ishvara also, the worshipper and the worship, they are all gone in deep sleep. My favorite god, Krishna, who is that Papaji, that famous saint, he is that Mahatma who went to Ramana. I am sure all of us know this story, but still, for the sake of people who don't, this Papaji, as earlier, I am sorry, I forget his name, what the name given by his parents, I forget that. He was a great Krishna Bhakta. And he went to Ramana and says, I have realized God, he said. Ramana said, what? How? He said, Krishna, I can talk to Krishna. I play with Krishna. I eat with Krishna. Krishna eats with me. Krishna is there with me all the time. And so Ramana's one Brahmastra, one question. Was Krishna there in deep sleep? Was he there with you in deep sleep also? Did you worship in him in deep sleep? Did he play with you in deep sleep? The answer is no. And therefore, that is the triggering point for that this Papaji to go into Nirguna Nirvikara Satya. So, what is the point here is, yes, Nirguna Saguna Brahma is Asat. But for our Mithya Jagat, we need that Saguna Brahma, which is why in the Vedas, the four Purusharthas are given for us. Samata, for this illusion world. Four Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Whatever we are doing in this world to secure our, well-being of this body-mind complex, it has to be done in a dharmic manner. And as a Kshatriya, his dharma is Loka Kalyana. He has to fight the war. So all this is there. We know. The moment we come to the world, we know we have a lot of answers to everything. We have to do the things the right way. Otherwise, we'll get in the chakkar of cause and effect, karma. It'll all come back to me. All this is there. Duryodhana and the Kauravas are just getting there, just deserts. Adharmis to the core. So one has to fight adharma, and the Lord himself declares when there is adharma. For our sake, because we don't understand, no. For our sake, he comes again and again and again and does all this, cleansing of the adharma business. So the other day I went to watch that movie, Narsimha, Mahavatara Narsimha. Very, very evocative. It's an animated movie. Um, People in the theaters were all chanting Jai Narsimha, Jai Shri Ram and all that. See, all of us inherently, yes, this is a very important point. The more and more and more we go towards this Sat, this the real truth of myself, automatically my behavior in the world will become more and more dharmic. Because I start realizing that everyone is Sat. Everyone is myself. Everyone, this karuna, this compassion, this empathy, everything will come. Isn't it? There's a very beautiful anecdote of Draupadi, how Ashwathama, by mistake, he wanted to kill the Pandavas, but he killed the 5 putras of Draupadi. The Pandava putras he killed. And of course, Draupadi was devastated with grief. And Arjuna promises her, I will bring that Ashwathama and I'll put him before you. You do with him what you want. And so he does that also. And then what Draupadi says when this, in her deepest grief, she is in that, absolute abyss with grief. And when the Ashwathama is pulled before her by Arjuna, shall I cut off his head or will you cut? You tell me what I should do to him. Arjuna asks her and she says, leave him. Leave him. Why? Because I don't want his mother, Krupi. Drona's wife is Krupi, who is the sister of Krupacharya. I don't want Krupi to go through the same grief that I did. I am going through. Look at the empathy of that woman. That is the state that one reaches as more and more we grow into this knowledge. Look at that. That is why this dharma, artha kama, the dharma becomes the basis of this world that we are going through. In this, even the acharyas, the enlightened masters, say the Shringari Acharya or Ramana or whoever you see, all these our Prabhuji, they all do the regular worship, even though they know that the Saguna Brahma is mithya, that he is asat, he is going away, he is not there, yet they do puja. Why? As a body mind entity who is going through with the instrument, you have to do these things. Dharmic things only have to be done. The right things only have to be done. Somebody asked that Chandrasekhara Bharati Swamigal, Shungeri Swamigal, you are a sannyasi. You are a realized soul. Why are you doing all this, puja part and all? He said, tell me what else should I do with my body? I am alive, no. What else am I supposed to do? So what else is Krishna supposed to do? He has to come and advise all of us through Arjuna. Fight the war. Do your dharma. All this is happening because we think we are entities. And the enlightened master do it so that the rest of us learn. Yadyad acharati shreshtaha. However, we all follow the way the elders in the family behave. So we look up to them. Isn't it? That is why they also do puja, they also do the chanting, they also do japa, so that we learn from them, even though they are established in the truth. There's a lot to go on about. Any doubts, any questions, any comments? We can take up from 2.19 later. Are we done for the day? Wait, I'll do the closing prayer. Then anyone wants to say anything, we can carry on. Om asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya मृत्योर्माममृतङ्गमय ॐ शान्तिः 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 ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ ಈ ದೇಹ ಮನಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವ ನಾನೇ ಶಿವೋಹಂ 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 ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्